The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension was a film released in 1984. Peter Weller played Buckaroo, who was an adventurer, brain surgeon, and rock star. Along with his crime-fighting team, the Hong Kong Cavaliers, they must stop evil alien invaders from the Eighth Dimension who are planning to conquer Earth. The jet car comes at the start of the film, where Buckaroo is testing the oscillation overthruster that allows objects to pass through solid matter. While in transit, he finds himself in another dimension. Once out of that mountain, he discovers an alien organism attached to his car. Now there's no alien attached to this one, but I am going to build my own jet car. Now this is one of my all-time silly fun films. Everyone plays it straight, even when delivering stupid lines of dialogue. If you've not seen it yet, you'll either hate it or love it, and it's a film I think we all need in our lives today. Now I'm not sure what those nubbins were, but they've been snipped off. This is the part where I pretend I'm taking accurate measurements, which not really. I'm going to be using styrene or plasticard sheet just to cover the flatbed. Simple snap off, and then make sure I've got the width right. Now I just need to get the length. As you can see, I use a ruler for straight lines and eyeball the length, and if there's ladies watching, that's around 8 inches. So once the plasticard is stuck into place, it's time to break out some model kits. And before we go on, I must apologise for the sound of the microphone. I think it's broken, not sure, trying to get a new one. So this model kit is 1/288 scale. I've no idea what that means, but I'll make it fit if it's too big. And now that I've made 2 jokes in under 2 minutes, it's time to get serious. My chunky monkey fingers struggle with the plastic that's containing this kit, but I've managed to break it free, and I want these rockets, which means there's a lot of snipping going on. I'm pretty sure there's easier ways to cut these thrusters, but I can't find my electric drill bit, so it's old school sawing action. I'm careful not to cut the main body of the build because I've something planned for that bit, but brute force and a lot of ignorance is required. Now that I have the tiny thruster bits I need, I'll glue those together. I've no idea what these doodads are as I was given them, but they do look like thruster exhausts. I revisit the Sherman tank model kit I made into a Conflict 47 hover tank. The video is out there if you've not seen that yet. I'm just looking for greeblies so I can start bulking out the flatbed. And while I do that, it's subscriber shout out time. It's my way of saying thank you to all my awesome subscribers who leave comments. Please keep them coming. I reply to all comments, as you all know, and it really helps with the channel engagement. If you're not a subscriber yet, it's free to do so, but really helps the channel. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button. Turn on or off notifications, but I usually post a new video every Sunday. And if you subscribe but don't want to leave a comment, just press the like or hype button if you're watching this on a cell phone. Those 2 things actually help me out a lot. Thank you very much. I've cut up some granny grating to cover the holes in the thrusters. I'm going to trim those down, and this is one of the reasons why I go through so many clippers, using them for other things instead of just sprues. I didn't break them this time, but I think I'll just place another order for a few more of these clippers. I'm going to place these thrusters either side on the flatbed, and once that's done, I can start building up the in-between bit, starting with something I have no idea what it was for. Well, I think it was some sort of exhaust for the Sherman that I could have built 2 ways, but obviously I didn't build the Sherman 2 ways. Which is lucky for me because I wouldn't have had these bits to add to my jet car. Now every jet car needs wings and an engine, so I dive into another bit box of goodies to find what I'm looking for. Again, if you spot or know some pieces I'm using, let me know in the comments. It's always fun to know someone spots something that I have no recollection of ever buying. But I'm glad I did. Before I add the wings, I'm still thinking it needs more bulk at the back, and it would be interesting to know how Maple Leaf Customs would make this jet car, and if that isn't an indirect challenge, I best start an online petition. It's now time to put the tail fin at the top. Oh, damn it. It's looking kooky, but I think I can fix that with some more greeblies either side. I'll work something out. I've got some more random greeblies for the roof of the truck. And eagle-eyed viewers will know I've already put the wings on either side. That was a story and a half. That I'm not going to go through. Now I'm just going to bulk out some of the side bits. We all know I'm not doing a screen accurate jet car, don't we? Good, because I'd need a 3D printer and a degree in maths to work out all the sizing. My way is to add doodads to the front to cover the lights. But you do know what I'm not going to cover up? It's code word time. If you're leaving a comment, put this code word in your comment so I know you've got here before zapping to the glamour shots. And the code word is rawhide. I'm just going to add some panels to the front wings. That is to try and give it some cohesion with the front bits that I've added to the lights. And now it's the jet engine. All I can tell you is it's from a plane. If you know, tell me in the comments. The back of the truck was looking a bit plain, so I just added this little piece. I think it's from the Sherman tank, just to give it a little sort of texture. I keep talking about texture. Now this is from another tank. I think it's some sort of armour that was supposed to go around it, but I'm just going to cut some pieces out and add them to the side doors. Now hopefully with all the greeblies, this jet engine will just slot into place just nicely if I got everything correct. And yes, I do believe with a little bit of activator, I think that's going to stay into place. Lovely. I just need to cover some of my sins with some of these wheels from the Sherman tank. Off screen I made some pipes out of green stuff putty, and I'll simply add these to connect bits of the engine together. Once that was all done, it's time to add paint to the chaos, and I'm just using matte black primer. In the film the jet car is black too, so luckily for me this will be the easiest paint job I've ever done. After everything's dried, I add some hazard stripes to the side. I'll also add some red to some of the piping just to break up the blackness. The tiniest of light touches of silver to the pipes. And let's not forget the jet engines. And then I break out the weathering powders to give the vehicle a light dusting. And that's it, how I made my very own Buckaroo Banzai jet car. Don't forget to leave a comment with the code word. Check out the film and let me know if you loved it or hated it. The glamour shots are next. And until next time, keep scratching that build everybody. Thank you very much for watching.